Welcome back to another preview show. This week is NFL Week 14. During this show, I'm going to preview all the games showing on this Week 14 card. I'm going to talk about each team, give you some feels, give you some leans towards the player props that I'm feeling, and some players that I'm not so feeling. So, hopefully, like always, you can use this information and put a winning parlay in so you can get you some good money. Holiday season's coming up. I know you don't want to show up Christmas empty-handed. If you do celebrate Christmas, maybe you celebrated Hanukkah, maybe you celebrated Kwanzaa, or maybe you just celebrating yourself. Nevertheless, we about to get this money. Transparency sake, if you watched my last show, my recap video of week 13, I went 7-9, so less than 500. Definitely not feeling that. So I'm looking to improve, looking to get in the teens. Still haven't hit the teens quite yet. My season best so far is 12-3. Before that, went 11-3. And before that, back-to-back weeks with 8-6 records. So, I was heating up. That last week, I kind of simmered down a little bit. But this is a perfect time to hop back in it and get back hot again. So with that being said, I'm going to hop right into this card and tell you how I'm feeling. So the first game is Thursday Night Football, which is the Cowboys versus the Lions. With this game, give me the Lions. Lions have not lost back-to-back all season, and I don't think they're going to win here. I know the Cowboys been heating up. The defense has been playing better. The offense is looking red hot with Pickens and Lamb. But it's something about those Lions. They're home. I feel like they're more hungry. They gotta stay competitive in the competitive division. Whereas the Cowboys, they're kind of holding on to that 2 seed in that division, and whereas the Lions, you got the Bears on top, and then you got the Green Bay Packers, and then you got themselves, the Lions. So I think this is a must-win game for the Lions. They're at home. I think they're going to be feeling comfortable, even though they were home last week and the Packers came in their house and took a win for them. But I'm just backing the Lions with this. They haven't lost back-to-back. Amon St. Brown, he's questionable for the game, but I think this is going to be a Gibbs game. Dallas' defense has been playing better, but with an explosive player like Gibbs, I don't think he can be stopped. I expect a big game from Gibbs. He had less than 100 yards that last game, so I think the agenda is to get him the ball, get him a lot of yards, get him out of open space, have him make some explosive plays. The next game, these are two weak teams, but I'm not going to go with the Browns. The Browns got the better defense. The Titans didn't show anything last game, and they don't have any explosive offensive weapons. The most times they're explosive is actually on special teams. But like I said, the Browns got an elite defense. So anytime a rookie quarterback is playing elite defense, I'm always going to lean towards the elite defense. You got Myles Garrett out there chasing for a record. And you got Cam Ward kind of just looking lost out there with young receivers not really helping them out, and not with a run game that's helping them out either. I can see the Browns getting a win here, and maybe in defense having a big time performance in this game. Also, I'll lean towards Quinshon Judkins to have a big game too. The Titans just got a horrible run defense, so Browns going to control the time of possession with Judkins rolling, and the Titans' offense is not really going to be able to move the ball with Myles Garrett and company really putting the pressure on Cam Ward. Next game, Seattle Seahawks versus the Atlanta Falcons. Got to roll with the Seahawks. They're the most complete team with all phases of the ball, offense, defense, special teams. Last game, that offense didn't really produce too much, so I expect the offense to bounce back again. JSN is having a historic season, so I expect JSN and Sam Darnold to find their connection again and really keep it rolling against the Falcons, who are pretty hurt. I know Drake London is questionable for the game, so that's going to be a status to look out for. But nevertheless, this defense is strong, and I'm leaning towards the strong defense. It's a veteran quarterback like Kirk Cousins. He can't move out of the pocket, so he's either going to be throwing it to Kyle Pitts or trying to get rid of it fast with Bijan. He's not really going to have too much time in that pocket because this defense has been rolling. And, I even expect Kirk Cousins to maybe commit a couple turnovers this game. Next game is a divisional battle, so this is always going to be a good one. This division is actually very, very close. And surprisingly, after the Colts' hot start, they slowed down, and the Jaguars is actually on top of this division. So this game, it has a lot to do with playoff implications. Currently, this is their first game. They have another game. I want to say in a couple more weeks. Colts and Jags, as they are divisional opponents. So these games are super important. So I'm gonna back the Colts. I really don't feel comfortable with this backing of the Colts, but it's just Jonathan Taylor has not done anything. So it's more of like a gut feel, a gut lean that they show up. I know Daniel Jones is dealing with a major injury, but he's playing. But the Jaguars, I just believe Trevor Lawrence commits a couple turnovers. Even on last game he didn't commit a turnover, but he'll give you some turnovers here and there, and I think that'll be the difference. They need to get JT rolling again. Had his MVP season start. His MVP season kind of slowed down, and his Offensive Player of the Year kind of slowed down to JSN. But I expect the Colts to bring out a heavy dose of Jonathan Taylor, because if he's not performing well, this whole Colts team is going to struggle. So give me the Colts all the way. Next game, the Washington Commanders versus the Minnesota Vikings. Yeah, I don't know. Like I told you, J.J. McCarthy's not that guy. He's likely to be back. I guess that's better than the other quarterback they had who committed four interceptions, and one of those interceptions was so bad that I would have just benched him after that play, but they don't have nobody. That's why they're playing J.J. McCarthy. So give me the Commanders to win this game. They was looking very, very solid in their last game. Marcus Mariota looks like he has some control of his offense. Game went into OT, and they went for the win with that 2-point conversion. So this is a team that I believe is still fighting, even though I believe they think their season is over. Whereas the Vikings, they all look checked out. If you look at Justin Jefferson on the sideline, he looks so upset with the decisions that the front office made. I look at Adam Thielen, he actually requested to be released. So this Viking team has no cohesion, and this is a team that's kind of regretting committing to JJ. It looks like. I know JJ missed out on his rookie year, and in his sophomore year he's been dealing with a lot of injuries. So JJ just looks like a limited quarterback, and the Commanders, I believe they have enough juice to beat this team. So Commanders all the way. Next game, this is going to be a fun game. Fun game. Joe Burrow's back with his first game back. He didn't really show too many signs of weaknesses or any limitations. He actually had a pretty good game, their first game back. Whereas the Bills, they've been struggling. Josh Allen has not been looking like himself. Don't know if Kincaid's gonna be back in this game, and that's one of his top targets. And the Bills is struggling to keep top talent right now in their receiving position. So it's really just James Cook. But I mean, that's all you really need with a struggling defense like the Bengals. But since Burrow's back, this is going to be an offensive explosion. Definitely will look towards the over in this game. I think a lot of points is going to be put up. I think that this might be the highest scoring game. I didn't check the over unders before recording this video, but I will lean towards the over because these are two high flying offenses, and the defense is not really trying to stop nobody like that. But I don't know. This is a tough one. Bills is trying to stay in there with the Patriots, and the Bengals are trying to make a run to be in the playoffs. So they actually showed something against the Ravens, even though the Ravens been looking rusty. So this is a tough one. This is a tough one, but I'm gonna have to go with the Bengals. I think Joe Burrow has provided a juice to this team, and even though they're visiting the Buffalo Bills at their home stadium, this Bill team, it looks like they're just sneaking out wins. Even though that was a pretty comfortable win against the Steelers last week, but if you take that pick six out, the Steelers was pretty much controlling that game the whole first half, and their offense really couldn't do anything. So the Bills capitalized off that. Whereas the Bengals, that the offense is their calling card, and all the defense got to do is make a couple stops. Even though it's very, very hard to ask for the Bengals because they have a historically bad defense, I just believe in Joe Burrow way more than Josh Allen. Next game, the Saints and the Buccaneers. This is another divisional game. The Saints have not been playing well. Kamara's out of the game. I don't know how long he's going to be out. But Bucky's back, so I'm gonna have to go with the Buccaneers. Last week, Bucky had 19 touches and a touchdown, and this is exactly what the Buccaneers was missing, that extra element out of the backfield. So I'm going to have to roll with the Buccaneers in this game, and I expect Bucky to show out again against the Saints, as they have a bad rush defense. I know you really can't compare people to Devon Achane because he's one of the top running backs in the league, but they just gave up 130 plus yards to him. So give me Bucky to have a big game in this spot, and I expect the Buccaneers to come out on top. Next game, the Steelers and the Ravens. This is another divisional game. Both of these teams are coming off ugly losses. The Ravens had an ugly loss on Thanksgiving against the Bengals, and the Steelers had an ugly loss against the Bills. So this is gonna be an interesting game. I'm gonna roll with the Ravens, simply because they have the better offense. Every time the Steelers are on offense, it looks like they're just struggling to get something going, and it looks like they're like running around trying to find a play, and nothing's working, and their defense is just as bad. So, yeah, hopefully we get a heavy dose of Henry. They've been fading Henry, which is strange. You want to feed that big horse the ball. When you give him the ball, good things happen. I think last game he only had 10 rushes, and after he looked like he was about to have a great game against the Bills. So I think the Ravens is needs to scale back on LJ a little bit. I don't know if that hamstring is still bothering him, but they can literally just get it done with giving Henry multiple touches. So they need to give Henry 20 plus carries in this game and really let him cook. because they're losing the grip of this division. Next game is the Dolphins versus the Jets. This is gonna be an ugly, ugly game. And I hate to say it because, all season long I've been fading the Jets. Even though last week I took the Jets and they ended up coming through for me because they was playing the Falcons. And I'm going to take the Jets again. They're playing the Dolphins. The Dolphins have not been looking good all season. And the Jets defense is a little bit better than I expected to be, given that they traded all their go-getters. So I know Devon Achane is still on that team, and he's going to get a lot of touches. But other than Devon Achane, no one on this Dolphin team scares you. Tua, he don't have a big arm, and he can't throw it up, and he's going to give you some interceptions. So I know the Jets have not been getting turnovers, but they should be able to get turnovers against Tua turn the ball over. So that's what Tua do. So I'm rolling with the Jets. They've been playing a little bit better with Tyrod Taylor. I think Tyrod Taylor is going to play more mistake-free football than Justin Fields, and he just has a higher IQ of the game. So give me the Jets. So I'm going back-to-back weeks with picking the Jets. So hopefully I'm 2-0 with picking the Jets. Next game, the Broncos versus the Raiders. So no real guesses. The Raiders is the second worst team in the league behind the Titans, so I'm going with the Broncos. But the first time they played, it was Thursday Night Football. The game was a little bit closer than expected. So, and that surprised me. But, I was still riding with Broncos County just because the Raiders are so trash. But that did surprise me. This is being closer to playoff time and final seedings. So I'm just gonna roll with the Broncos here because they're the more hungrier team. I think the Raiders need to be looking to lose games rather than win games, so they can get a good draft spot and really address a lot of these offensive woes on the offensive line, and hey, maybe in the receiving core. Next game, the LA Rams versus the Arizona Cardinals. Now, the Rams is coming off an ugly loss where Stafford just pooped his pants. And Cardinals has been looking strong with Jacoby Brissett. But, I'm not going to let that 1 week change my ideas about the LA Rams. So I'm picking the LA Rams to win this game. Still believe Jacoby Brissett's going to put up big numbers, probably give you another 300-plus yard game. But this Rams offense is still potent. And only time this Rams offense is going to be stopped if they're going to stop themselves, like Matt Stafford throwing pick sixes and having 3 turnovers. I don't expect back-to-back weeks where Matt Stafford really poops his pants. So I think he shows up major time here and gets a win because they lost that first seed. Next game, bias alert, ring the alarms. I'm going with the Bears, bear down, baby. Hey, this is one of the most important weeks of the season, Bears versus Packers, the rivalry that goes way, way, way back when, over 100 years ago. So give me the Bears. This is a very emotional pick for me. Not really using much rationale, but just a lot of fandom. But last year the Bears could have beat the Packers a couple times, if it wasn't for some bad coaching and a poor field goal. So I'm going with the Bears, even though they're visiting the Packers. But yeah, like I said, not much logic here, just pure emotion, pure fandom. Caleb, he's been playing so-so, but that defense been playing strong. and Jordan Love is a boneheaded quarterback. So, like I said, it's always a hack. Take the Bears money line with a Bears turnover. So, give me the Bears to win this one. Give me Bears to get a turnover. And, yeah, we remain in first place, baby. Last game on Sunday Night Football, the Houston Texans versus the Kansas City Chiefs. So, rolling with the Houston Texans. The Texans are hot right now. Got to stay competitive in a competitive division. And nobody's scared of the Chiefs no more. You know, this Texans team, I'm going to just talk about their defense. This Texans defense can stop anybody, to be honest. So they're going to stop this run game, and even though the Chiefs really don't have a run game. They got an old man and Kareem Hunt and Pacheco on one leg. So that just leaves the passing game. You got Rashee Rice and you got Derek Stingley Jr. He's gonna lock him up. He's not really gonna have a good game like that because Stingley's one of the best quarterbacks in the league. So yeah, give me the Texans to win this one. Also, I'm gonna talk about the offense a little bit. Yeah, like these DBs, these DBs been getting cooked for the past couple of weeks. So another big game from Nico Collins coming up. So give me the Texans, keep it rolling. Like I said, this division is competitive between the Jaguars, the Colts, and the Texans. So it's going to be a fun division once it's all said and done, who places where. And the Texans are on the run. Last game, Monday Night Football, is the Philadelphia Eagles and the LA Chargers. Give me the Philadelphia Eagles. Even though the Chargers are home, the Chargers are a better team at home. I just believe the Eagles is just a better team, and they just been starting off slow, and things have not really been clicking for them. And the Chargers, even though they got a good record, Justin Herbert is going to be banged up. Marion Hampton, we see if he returns off IR. Joe Alt is still out, so this team has a lot of offensive problems. And the Eagles defense has been getting it lately. So if this Chargers team is not really gonna pop off on offense, this defense can really key in, and the Eagles offense can really play safe football and get this win. So yeah, those are my picks for Week 14. Looking to heat up. Last preview show I went 7-9. Definitely not trying to go sub by 500 again. Looking to go in the teens. Feeling really good about these Moneyline picks. So hopefully, you're feeling good about this. Hopefully you're sending this to a friend. And that friend is sending it to a friend so, they can get a winning parlay going on. And yeah, that's all I got for y'all today. If y'all like it, if y'all disagree with anything, make sure y'all let me know in the comments. And make sure y'all hit that bell for notification to let y'all know anytime I post a video. So before the game comes on, you can watch this and get some insight. And that can help you, choose what you want to put in your parlay. But like always, thank you for watching, and peace.